Hello, YouTube. Why, when I decide to start a video, does my browser start playing a song? Be quiet. Welcome to the Blue Collar Crypto Show. My name is Joe, better known as Dr. Biteball, and today we're going to take an in-depth look into the cryptocurrency bubble and the dot-com bubble, discuss the similarities and the differences. So let's just get right to it. We're going to go right over to the screen share. All right. See this chart here? Okay. That chart there. Oh my God. It looks similar. Oh my God. Now, if you just look at this for a little while and you hear somebody in your ear telling you dot-com bubble, cryptocurrency bubble, the only two bubbles you've ever heard of, and you look at the graph, oh my God. A really important thing to remember here is the sheer amount of money that was moving and the timetable. Notice something very important here. This is the daily chart for Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin going ballistic in a little matter of days. NASDAQ, this is the weekly chart. And we're zoomed out more, give it some perspective. But the proportion of this NASDAQ breakout, if you were to, like, say, draw Bitcoin's breakout proportionally, let's say with a little line here, okay? I just take June 98, right? It's at here. Like, quite literally, and I'm not exaggerating here, it would be like this. But here's the difference. With regard to the amount of money in it, it's like coming up from way down here. Right now, I just looked it up. Total market capitalization of the NASDAQ is roughly $7 billion. And to zoom out and just take you to the present day, which, by the way, if the crypto market can look like the dot-com bubble, I think it's a good environment to be in. Okay, this is the weekly NASDAQ back to 1984. Crypto's a dot-com bubble. Great, let it come back down. Give me 3 or 4 years to buy a bunch of shares and sell off, and I'll be set at the age of 45. Hell freaking yeah. All right. If we can assume that this, like, 6,700 is basically a 6,700 billion, and this top here would be 5 trillion. That's about 6.5 times bigger than the top of the crypto boom. The point I'm trying to make here is if we're gonna make any analogy here, we have to realize that crypto is in an earlier phase than the dot-com bubble. You think about when did the dot-com bubble occur? 1998, 99, 2000. This is when, what percentage of people, I'm gonna just get off the screen share here now. What percentage of people had a computer at home and easy access to an internet connection? I mean, in the United States of America. I don't know what the worldwide statistics are. Was it maybe 1 in 5, maybe? But that's certainly a whole hell of a lot more than we're getting into cryptocurrency. So my point is that the level of saturation in the society was decidedly different with the dot-com bubble. And that's why it took a lot longer, one, on the weekly chart instead of the daily. So it took a lot longer to go up, and even proportionally, it wasn't as much. And that's because the bigger the whale, the slower it moves. It's like, I'm learning this when I've been charting Elliott waves, is that you have to be really concerned with perspectives, because you can find maybe an Elliott wave on the daily chart and you think you find a bull trend, but then you find something on the weekly trend that might constitute like a longer term sort of pressure. And so you're always having to factor that in. But I think the next crypto bubble, and I've said this in other videos, and I mean, they're not getting a whole lot of views, so most of you probably are just hearing this for the first time, but the next crypto bubble will be like the dot-com bubble. because the next crypto bubble will be 3 years from now, when we've had 3 years to develop the technology to demonstrate some utility, to pique the interest of the smart money and the institutional investors who are going to gradually get involved. You'll see that gradual roll up, and you'll see the price. Let's go with the market capitalization of cryptocurrency stabilizing at like between 400 and 500 billion, drifting along for a while, gradually coming up. And once it goes up to 800 billion, then you see that whole Fibonacci tracement takeoff where it's like, oh, we're at 800 billion. Now we're going to be at a 1.3 trillion market cap. And then the Fibonacci numbers up, up, up. And that whole pattern of like 3 up, 2 down, 8-point Elliott wave cycle growth pattern. You see it all over nature. I actually I want to read his book. What's his name? Ralph Elliott, the guy who came up with this whole theory, because he does some writing on nature or something. You know what? You know what I need to do that I've been neglecting you guys? I really want to apologize now. I've been totally neglecting you guys in the comments. So I'm coming right now to take a look and see and try to holler at you guys. I don't know if I can push the right button. All right. See, what up? Wait for the others. It's lonely here. Hi. Keep hearing Charta saying Bitcoin going to 9,100, and I keep seeing it falling. Where's the doctor? What is up, my friends? Well, hey, what's up, everybody? All right. You can look at the price of Bitcoin, and you can think about Fibonacci numbers, and you can be like, well, above 20 grand is close to 21. And leveling out around 8 grand seems logical. 20, 13, 8, 2 down. It can't be that simple. It can't be that freaking simple. It can't just be like, find the Fibonacci little pattern, up 3, down 2. Wait a while. Up 3, down 2. It cannot be that simple. And I think it's sort of almost an anomaly that Bitcoin moved that way. But here's the fascinating thing about it, right? If social trends of people coming together produce something graphable like an Elliott wave and some kind of social construct, you think about Bitcoin, which is kind of fundamentally this value that's kind of just pulled out of nowhere on a computer, and it has value just because we say it does, and we dedicated some like computer hardware electricity to it. So it's just like, wait, mind blowing here. But anyway, looking at the chat, and go ahead, drop some questions in here. You know, the thing that keeps Fish's show running so well, you guys, everybody's got the comments going, just boom, boom, boom. So it's there's our lull in the conversation. He just does one of these. It's like, right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. So 3 or 4 years, what are you holding right now? Bite ball. Bite ball. This goes against the conventional wisdom. It's probably very reckless of me, but I just hold bite ball right now. And a lot of you are going to be screaming at your computer going, you have to diversify, you have to diversify. And maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I have a delusional confidence in this project, and I'm going to bite the bullet for it. But I watch it like a hawk, and I also kind of I can get on the exchange and sell it for Bitcoin if I get nervous about it. Mark G says, institutional money getting into the top 20 alts, Bitcoin likely to go to 6K again or a bit lower than bull run. I agree with you, Mark. I've said it in my other videos. I said that we came down to 6,000, and that was, I want to get into the way this market is being manipulated by external factors. Number one, China dumps news that's banning cryptocurrency on the market and does it when it's at like 9,000. The price, boom, $6,000. Now it's coming back up to like 85. And then Goldman Sachs goes, it's all going to go to zero. And guess what? We're already seeing that little turn down. It was like 8,500. Today it's already kind of done that little little rounded on the top. We'll go over to the screen share real quick to show you what's going on here. Let's just share the entire screen. It's easy. Bitcoin. All right. Timetable, right? Minute. See what I mean? Big, nice bull trend, high, doesn't break it, and now round over. Roundovers are one of the scariest little phenomenon in crypto. Here's your roundover pattern here, lower low. That's scary to me. That is not a good indicator, and I'm hoping that if it gets real bearish, if we get the grizzly attack, maybe 6,500, even 6,000 on like a short candlestick, and that'll constitute like a double negative, and then we can get some bull action in here. But really, it's dangerous. What I have on the exchange, I actually sold today for the dollar credits. So Tether, please don't fail today. Anyway, let's go back over to the comments here. Did you buy a Byteball early? Yes, I did. I bought Byteball like about January 20th of last year when it was about $40 a share. So I got in early, and I actually I got in on the Cryptox exchange, which is not very user friendly, and I had no idea how to withdraw my funds for like 3 months. So I think I missed out on a couple of the distributions. And so now, I've been holding it, and once in a while, after a distribution, I might sell one share just to kind of take some profit. So I've already reclaimed about double of what I put into it initially, and then I'm holding, and not going to talk numbers, but decent enough. So hearing XLM has more support than Ripple going forward. Ripple. Doesn't one guy worth $20 billion net worth have like 3.6 billion of the shares or something? Ripple to me just looked like the quintessential, a billionaire decided to make up a cryptocurrency, paid to market it, got enough people behind it, and got enough people to buy in, and dumped early and made a bucket load of money with it. That's what I think Ripple is. I think it's all horse shit. I call BS on Ripple, and I do it right now. But what is XLM? Okay, I'm looking this up here. TrustyCoinMarketCap.com, everybody's favorite website. I want to give a shout out to the 7 viewers. We had 8 a minute ago, but that's still a record for my live stream. So please write a comment. Let me know you're here. Give me a like. Appreciate it. XLM Stellar. Exactly. I actually, on my Facebook about a month ago, I did one of those, where you pick like your top 4 or 5 cryptos for 2018, like any of us could ever know. But I broke it down by market cap, where I did like very small market cap projects for pure speculation, small market cap for large, like upside, midterm, and then like the largest. So I had like 4 categories to it. And Stellar was in my, I forget which category, but I had it in there because I heard it was a decentralized version of Ripple. And that's all I really knew about it. But I figured Ripple had enough notoriety and sentiment that if Stellar made that connection, especially XRP, XLM, it's right next to each other in the on the list, it's easy. And all that little underlying psychological stuff, it adds up. So wait, hold up. All the comments just erupted. Oh, that's it. Call BS on Tether. Well, like we all know. The idea of somehow there being these dollar credits that we can put our Bitcoin aside into and wait and have, it's nice in theory, and it's going to work while the market's bullish. It might even work while the market's going horizontal, but in a bear market, it's eventually going to fail. And when it does, it's going to make news. It's going to tarnish the reputation of crypto. But ultimately, all of these negative things that happen are just indicators that, yeah, we're learning from our mistakes. We're developing a new technology. Like, we expect perfection. Like, it doesn't work yet. Huh. Stellar Lumen, same guy that founded Mt. Gox, founded Ripple, left Ripple, founded XLM. Well, then definitely you should buy XLM. The guy's a genius. If you just jump on the whale's back and hold on tight, he will swim you up to the wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Now, ethically, that's my heart's not going to feel good about it, but I don't know. I think I can make my heart feel better about donating a little to charity and giving back in a meaningful way. So, or maybe that's all rationalization, right? But we all do it. Rode XRP up 15x, then sold off. Yeah, you know, Ripple was ridiculous. I mean, no, unless you have some inside info, I don't think any of us saw that coming. People got into Ripple at a penny. Yeah, I remember seeing Ripple at half a penny on Poloniex, like when I first found that website. I was like, what's this XRP shit? I can get 100 shares for like whatever, 50 cents or something. So I heard there are more legit alternatives to Tether coming. I would love that to be true, but how? I mean, how are you going to do that? Because cryptocurrency market is volatile. And if you're going to try to like have something stable in it, you know, the technical terms escape me right now. If you guys are like, you know, economic majors who have all the terms memorized, give me an education in the comments right now. But yeah. But you know, while I'm talking here, waiting for some more comments, I'm just going to come over to look at the price of Bitcoin. And you know, maybe we'll do one of these, like, you know, half circle bumps. You know, when things reach their double negative, they kind of just go boom. And I call it like the crypto titty, because that's exactly what it looked like. And you might even get a little peak in the middle, look like a nipple. So yeah, so once you get the crypto titty, that's when you buy in. It's real pretty. I'm telling you, look, I mean, I'm just going to draw it on the graph. And when I draw it, you'll be like, damn, I've seen this before. Hey, see that? Can you see that? Once you get the crypto titty, buy in, and it looks real pretty. So, yeah, we wish, right? Anyway, come back over here. Ripple was a case of rise on rumor, sell on news. The rumor was a partnership with MoneyGram. Once the news came out, it tanked. Yeah, buy the rumor, sell the fact. I mean, I got a theory with the price of the Dow Jones and Trump's presidency was a buy the rumor, sell the fact phenomenon. The day after Trump won the election, you saw the Dow Jones just boom up. Was there any real reason for that we had on paper? No, but everyone just speculated that, hey, Trump's going to make something different happen. Therefore, we're going to see. And now we've just kind of seen it like up, 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 up. Not going to go on forever. So now that, you know, we've passed tax reform, we're getting close to some kind of resolution on immigration, we're working on healthcare. It's like the facts are coming out, and buy the rumors, sell the fact. Doesn't even matter what's going on in the market. That whole mentality still applies. You know? A lot of people were buying into the stock market, whatever they were buying, but it was at 17, 18, 19,000. And now that it's straightened up, they're going to move out in whatever way. And I know everyone makes different amounts depending on what they're invested in, but it averages out. You know what I'm saying? So you have an opinion on XZC holding a bunch and liking it for low volume at first. Seems like a little bit of a deterrent. I'll tell you what I don't like about it. I don't like that it's hard to pronounce. Why would you ever name anything that you're trying to market something hard to pronounce? XCZ. What? What are you speaking another language? I think it immediately, my first impression is it needs better branding. Now, I mean, Bite Ball has the same problem. I had somebody on Facebook go, you mean bite my balls? I'm like, yeah, bite my balls. That was pretty easy. And yeah, Bite Ball's a dumb name, but so I'll jump over to CoinMarketCap XCZ. Let's just take a look here. Or is it X? See, I can't even freaking remember it. XZC. Okay. Zcoin. Well, 200 million market cap, 4 million circulating supply. I think that's it. I'm not sure how to distribute, if there's any sort of thing like that. $50. It's how long has it been around? Since November of 2016. Has some time to be developed. Listed on a few exchanges. You know, I'll be honest. On one hand, we could spend the next 10 minutes really digging in and researching the project, but really, how much could we learn? Or any of us in this chat, all 7 of you, are any of you guys real crypto experts? Like, do you really understand the underlying technology? I'm willing to bet you don't, but if you do, hey, tell me. So how are we going to be really objectively critical of these white papers and stuff? When I read a white paper, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I have some vague idea conceptually of what they mean, but that could all be horseshit. I couldn't tell the difference. So why bother? Why bother? I'm much more concerned when I look at a project, looking at the overall image, because what I can judge is how blue collar society would look at it, how the average Joe would look at it. The initial impression of it. And like I've said in other videos, Midwesterners, we got horse sense. We can spot bullshitters. And so I just listen. I mean, that's why I bought into Byteball, because when I watched the first interview that Tony, the lead developer, gave, he had an honest face. That's so stupid. It's so stupid, but the vibe he gave off was like, I don't feel like this guy's trying to cheat me. I feel like he thinks he has a good project and he'd like some support. And I gave it to him, and it paid off. Where are you located? I am in St. Louis, Missouri. So no more details than that, but I'm sure if you're like some kind of like techno whiz investigator, you'd probably find me, but just don't be creepy like that. That's just weird, man. Like, look, you want to come like knock on my door and be like, hey, I'm a strange guy from the internet. I came to see you. I'd be like, oh, yeah, you're lucky I'm not really a Second Amendment guy. But I do have a big-ass dog. You've heard of it. And he doesn't like you. So, anyway. Buy price, I assume Tenkai Long buy price. I got into Byteball about $40 a share, and then recently, like, I've put a little more in, but the average I'd have to look before. Where are you on EOS? I luckily sold off at 13.32, but Wells Report rated one of the top 2 cryptos along with Cardano. Of course they did. Like, EOS and Cardano literally came out of nowhere. Like, we all expected some other currency to be where they're at. They just, boom, same thing got to happen with Tron on the base level. And since I'm somebody who's not really diversified, I don't take the time to really research into this project. So I can't give you any more than my just initial impression of it. And maybe that's good enough. Approximately 6K or 7K. Oh, you mean for a Bitcoin 10K? I mean, recently I bought in a little at 8,500 about a week ago, and then more recently about 6,100 was a good buy. I heard JP Morgan getting into ZEC in a big way. I heard JP Morgan's going to get into anything it can get into to manipulate and get more out of and make more money, because greed is eternal. I think the CEOs of these big financial firms who are flooding Bitcoin are the greediest sons of bitches on earth. I think they're not stupid. I think they realize the underlying value of this technology. They have whole teams of people who study economics, sociology, emerging technologies to try to hedge their bets in the new economy. Believe me, Jamie Dimon understands what Bitcoin and crypto can mean. And so does what is it? Well, what's the one that just Goldman Sachs CEO? Same thing. Yeah, so they're going to flood the market. You know what Jamie Dimon did? I'm calling him out on this. Yeah, I can't prove it. Jamie Dimon was like, this Bitcoin thing looks interesting. I got a lot of clout. I'm going to FUD the shit out of it, let the market crash, pick up a lot of shares, and then just dump my profits. Where were you, Jamie Dimon, when Bitcoin was at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, $19,000 and everyone knew that it was a little short-term bubble? Where were you then? Your ass was on the Coinbase exchange dumping. You were dumping on everybody because you're a greedy SOB. We're all greedy SOBs. Greed is eternal. We can just admit it to ourselves. Like we want more and more and more and more and more. We have this human nature urge to gorge ourselves because, I mean, think about evolution. We're pretty well taken care of right now in our society, but that's not very old. We spent thousands of years like not knowing when the next meal was going to come, so having a little extra was a good idea. It's instinctual. So, where are you located to St. Louis? Lisk is rebranding. Good for them. What are they going to come up with? Less risk. So go for it. XCZ tech is solid, but they could be doing a better job marketing. Yeah, Byteball has the same problem. You know, I'm not sure what the exact obstacles in the marketing are with XZC, but with Byteball, we got a lead developer who's a genius in the stratosphere with a major language barrier who confuses 90% of the people listening to him. He even gave this speech in Germany to people who you'd think would be the type who could comprehend it. And they're looking at him with this look like, you know what I'm saying? So Byteball needs a spokesman. A lot of success in marketing in this economy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, where did Nano, Rayblogs, Nano, just IOTA? IOTA, like, MIT found a flaw with IOTA after it, like, flew up. Clearly, the market is not that critical. You know what I'm saying? It's marketing. You went on YouTube, IOTA had tons of videos that were like, here's Tangle technology, an easy solution to the scalability problem associated with blockchain. Invest in Byteball. See, oh man, I was about to say IOTA. See, man, that's like a Byteball in the brain. See, Byteball is so much better than IOTA, I swear to God. Anyway, personally, I'm no expert. I would ask questions. They can BS, but I judge on their interaction with other people and willingness to help in the community. Exactly right, man. I do the same thing. When I'm listening to like people like Roger Ver and Richard Hart, I'm like, I don't believe in nothing you say. I'm listening to your body language because you're sharks. You might not be trying to bite me because I'm not a priority for you. I'm not on your radar, but you got some big teeth, and I respect them. But Roger Ver, Bitcoin Cash, man, what are you doing? What are you doing, Roger Ver? Greedy SOB. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Mark G, exactly. A few months ago, a guy tweeted, Viatech Burton said, would you join my team? I have no money and no white paper, no idea. Viatech responded, no, but I can be an investor. Send me an Ether address so I can send you some. Viatech is really against all these ICOs. It agrees 91% are likely BS. Check out Garlic Coin. JP Morgan is in the money laundering business, and they know the power of Bitcoin and privacy coins. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's the big shame about ICOs, because the fundamental idea of creating your projects on the platform and then go into the community and saying, would you like to invest in our product? That's good. That's what should happen. But it relies on educated investors who can make good decisions, because otherwise scammers ruin the economy. And that's when you see big buy up of bullshit, big sell off of bullshit. But the fundamental premise is good. And ultimately, as the community as a whole gets more educated, you're going to see smarter money going into better ICOs, and then more development of ICOs and better options in the community, just building its reputation as a whole. I mean, I think it's going to be really positive in the long run. I am seeing a head and shoulder pattern. BTC, am I correct in saying so? Bro, nobody knows. I mean, in a way, I can see what you mean. Let's go over to this screen share to just talk about this. So, I mean, like where it's got a little dip and come back, little shoulders. Um, I mean, I think there's a chance it could follow this array and actually get back up to 10 grand and effectively make the what I call the bucket, which I guess might be something like that. The bucket pattern is real too. You got remember the crypto titty and the crypto bucket, right? The crypto titty is inside of the crypto bucket. So you want to get the right side of the crypto titty to ride up the right side of the crypto bucket. That's blue collar trading right there, folks. That is blue collar as it gets. Man, talk about this dang old grab, man. Bitcoin like that dang old pressure turn support, talking about buy in about in 500, maybe sell off between $7,200, $7,800. $1 cost average back in talking about 6 to 8, and then sell them. Just get more shares, man. My favorite cartoon of all time is King of the Hill. It is absolutely the greatest cartoon ever. I mean, of course, this is my opinion, but I enjoyed that it was a cartoon, but it wasn't as absurd as like a Family Guy or even The Simpsons. And Hank Hill, although cartoonishly comedic, was still a very relatable character, and that he was a very stodgy conservative, but he was fundamentally a good guy. He's very likable. It is that boy ain't right. Dang it, Bobby. So anyway, that time, why doesn't Byteball recruit more devs? I understand selecting and protecting a trustworthy team with harmony, but projects with that level of success and mental talent count seems insane. Giving Tree, you were absolutely right, and this is testament to the principle of idealism crushes practicality. There are some people in the Byteball community who hold to this ideal of perfection, but perfection is not attainable. And so you got to open it up a little bit. You got to let people in, and if there's flaws, and if the flaws are created, find them. So I'm with you 100% on this. Pivek's doing it right. Yeah, I mean, you hear about Pivek's all the time, listening to Fish. So yeah, I mean, Pivek's. I don't have any, but if I was going to be moving out of Byteball, I'm looking at Pivek's. Investing in crypto is like pissing in the wind. Yeah, but sometimes that can be fun though if the wind's at your back. You know what I'm saying? And then you can stand there and you kind of like lean back and get that arc going. See, women don't understand this. You know, that's the guy thing. You get that arc going, and then the wind blows, all of a sudden it like sprays it. See, it's not always negative, man. You want to be nasty making analogies, I'll go there. Like, this is the after hours show, man. I know Fish wouldn't go here. And but we love Fish, you know. Fish is like, he's kid appropriate. You can sit your kid down to watch Fish. My show comes on, you got to send a little tot to the bed, you know. You're going to hear some crazy stuff from Blue Collar Crypto Show. Used to be like turning piss into gold. Yeah, pretty much. I like Bytecoin, rebranded from Dogecoin Dark. Been around since 2012, privacy coin. Didn't sell my house for it, but put an ether on it. That response to pissing when it's the best I've heard. I'm going to use it. But yeah, exactly. Like just a momentum. There was this movie I watched as a kid. I think it's called Mission to Mars. And there was this like completely unnecessary scene of the astronauts pissing off of a cliff. Like there's like some kind of device in the spacesuit, you know? And of course, like the arc's going 20 feet up because of the lower gravity. And it's like, really? And of course, I'm 13 and I'm just giggling my ass off because at that time in my life, Austin Powers was the greatest movie ever. Yeah, baby. But, you know, privacy coins definitely have a lot of value in the community, in that right now, privacy and cryptocurrency, that's one of its fundamental utilities. Is I mean, you can say what you want about something like the Silk Road, but it was a fascinating phenomenon, right? That Bitcoin, with its technological capacity, can facilitate a market like that. And I mean, I don't condone any of the stuff that's happening on those markets, but the fact that they can exist on cryptocurrency is testament to the utility. Even if that's horribly negative, we have to acknowledge it. So, I mean, obviously, coins with more focus on privacy are going to be better at that sort of thing. And there's always going to be a demand for that. And not only from the black market, but we have to ask ourselves, why would the average person want or really need to use a full-on privacy coin unless they were trying to circumvent something or they're up to something suspicious? Now, I understand if you're like a full-on libertarian, you want taxation is theft and you want to exercise your freedoms and so on. And hey, let that catch on. I wouldn't mind seeing it happen. But for the most part, I think the vast majority of people won't mind cryptocurrency being regulated. It's like, whatever, go ahead. So, privacy coins, DEX platform tokens, and exchanges that distribute profits like KuCoin and crossed the 4 best asset classes in 2018. Maybe. I think it's time for me to plug Byteball again, because the currency Black Bytes, which is only available through the wallet software. I can't prove it. I don't have the technical know-how, but it apparently has anonymity comparables like Monero. So really, I can't back that up on tech. So fact check me, please, and correct me if necessary. But really, none of you guys have an excuse for not having downloaded the Byteball wallet. In fact, I want you guys to just stop what you're doing right now. Just look, you're watching my broadcast. You ain't doing much else. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go to screen share. All right. Over to screen share. See it? All right. And follow along with me now. Byteball.org. It is not hard. Thanks, Eric Mids, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Okay. See this there? Get Byteball wallet and pick out which one works for your system. Now, I have this dialed down version of Linux, so I don't even know if this is going to work, but we'll give it a shot. Here it comes. All right. And 128. I'm using Ubuntu, which I'm no tech expert, but it's like related to Ubuntu. But now Byteball works on Ubuntu, but so this could work. No applications found for Byteball. Maybe I'm not clicking the right one. See, this is how you can tell I am not I don't know jack about tech, because I'm looking at this like, what do I click? This, do I need to extract? Here. You know what? I'll figure this out later. Anyway, I hope you guys took that opportunity to download the Byteball wallet, and I want you guys to acquaint yourself with it, especially the chatbots, because the chatbots, that's where the decentralized exchange is. And it's not just like Byteball for Bitcoin. It's Byteball for various altcoins. Right now, there's not a whole lot of liquidity in those markets. Byteball doesn't have a lot of volume, but it's there. Like, it's waiting to be used. It's like the store. You ever go to Six Flags, the theme park, or I don't know, like any sort of amusement park, right? And let's say they open at 9 a.m. If you get there at 9 a.m., you can go ride all the rides. Not crowded yet. Same thing going on here. All right. Mission to Mars, Elon Musk way ahead of you. A Roadster going to Mars. I sold at 8K, buying back at 7K. Instructions not clear. Sent Ether to wrong address. Man. But yeah. So I've said in a lot of my other videos that in the next year in this market, really regardless of where the total market cap of the space goes, you're going to see a rise in DAG projects, and DAG projects getting more and more of the market share. Will they make it to 50-50? Unlikely, because they're so far behind, but you'll definitely see an increase. So for those of you who are diversified, I would say consider this point, that you're diversified. Why not hedge your bets in part of the community that seems, more likely to get attention? Like I've said, right now, a lot of these blockchain related projects are going to dry up because the interest is dying down a lot. And when it comes time for new interest to dial back, well, we want to do the new thing. I mean, okay, like DAG technology, I think has actually been around since like the 70s, but being applied the way it is with crypto, it's new. Seems to work better. People want to investigate that. Nobody wants to do what's been done. We want to do something new. Human nature, psychology, blue collar crypto. See, that's the thing is, for those of you who don't know, I used to be, and I guess I still could be, a competitive chess player. I got pretty damn good. I was the high school champion in Missouri in 2005. I am a blitz master. And I'm kind of tired and I forgot where I was going with that point. But inside of the chess world, you got a lot of oddball personalities, like genius types, high IQs, kind of nerdy and socially awkward. See the exact same thing in the cryptocurrency community. Look at somebody like Viatek. Okay? He is the quintessential nerdy looking dude. And he don't apologize for it at all. He is worth way too much money to care. But when he's talking, imagine him going on a date with Kim Kardashian. Okay? And imagine me going on a date with Kim Kardashian. Like, she might bore me to tears with her stupidity, but at least I feel like maybe we could find something to talk about. Like I could break out some old pickup artist material where we play the lie to me game where, you tell her you're going to ask her 5 questions and she has to tell you a lie 5 times in a row and then use all kind of psychology to trick her. And it's like, gets her to have a conversation with these all pickup artist nonsense. Viatek, just, you know what I'm saying? And so crypto desperately needs well-spoken, good-looking people who dumb it down a bit. I'm telling you. Good-looking people who are well-comprehended, who dumb it down a bit. When you see that happen, it's going to be great. So, I'm gonna. That's all, folks. Go over to screen share in 1 second because I'm going to show you an example of what I am talking about here. Where is it? Okay. Here I come. All right. Now, I mean this with like a staunch record of heterosexuality, but he's a relatable looking guy and he's not bad looking. And that's the key here is, he's doing this video about IOTA, sort of breaking down, what it's about in simple terms. But look at his image. Okay. Pay attention to all of it. Now, wait. That's a crypto nerd. You see what I'm saying? He has an IQ of 165, and he can explain how all of it works. And you can tell by his clothing choices and his haircut. So, and another thing about this video is the playful animation. Layman terms, study this. If you care about crypto marketing, watch a video like this. And they explain the little things. It's a long video, but again, look at this trendy ass haircut. Like, what cryptocurrency nerd spends this much time at the freaking barbershop? And boy, young man, grow some facial hair. I'm not rocking the full beard, but I got you beat. That's the point. It's relatable. Coming back over to the comments. Check out Viatek. Has an IQ of 257. He wears a t-shirt with a unicorn, rainbows, the Silicon Valley panel discussions. I love the guy too. I want to say that an IQ of 257, I did some research on that, and you really can't prove it, or at least maybe he claims it and claims that he can prove it. But doesn't it, when you get an IQ so high, just become so difficult to measure that who freaking knows? Because, like, statistically, if you're above 140, I think you're like the 99.9th percentile. And by 160, it's like 1 in 10,000, 170, it's like 1 in 100,000. So If you go along that trend, I don't know if an IQ of 257 is possible if you do the math. But anyway, the guy's a stratosphere genius, and there's lots of those guys. They're in the immeasurable category that I look up at. I'm like, I'm pretty smart. I can see it, and sometimes I feel like I get you for a fleeting moment. But yeah, I mean, I loved his unicorn shirt. You know, I actually in November I bought some Ethereum and got in under $300. And it was a little while after I watched that interview with Viatek, and I'm like, anybody who doesn't care this much has to know what he's talking about. That was my blue collar crypto judgment of Viatek. Like, we have Ethereum in what appears to be a squeeze pattern, and we have the sentiment in crypto starting to blow. Why not buy a few shares of Ether and wait? I bought in at 290 and I sold out at 520. I was like, yeah, because I don't have any patience. And I should have. But anyway, Roughly Riz Evers, founder of Ucash ICO out of Toronto. You know, here's the thing, is every nerdy guy looks the same. It doesn't matter if it's computer programmers, if it's chess, if it's cryptocurrency nerds. They all look like they have a steady diet of 1 meal a day, 4 Mountain Dews, and they're genuinely just bone skinny, and they kind of hunch over a little bit. And when they laugh, there's this kind of thing going on. I've seen it. I've been in the chess community for 14 years now. Believe me, nerds have common traits that you look, it's like, hey, that's nerd body language. What is this, like autism spectrum behavior? Because you know, everybody with like mild autism is a genius, right? It seems that way. So like, if I get somebody with like the current world chess champion, a guy named Magnus Carlsen, mild autism. I think it was Asperger's, an article I read, but recently the current version of the diagnostic manual for the psychological disorders it just classifies Asperger's as a spectrum of autism, which coincidentally now there's a rise in autism diagnoses, which is concerning everybody, and for when really it's just nobody's being diagnosed with Asperger's anymore. And it's so stupid. So we have conspiracy theorists who are telling us like vaccinations are causing autism because they see a statistical rise in autism cases, when it's actually the current manual that tells doctors how to diagnose mental health conditions doesn't have this Asperger's in it anymore. You're being diagnosed with autism spectrum 1, which is now classified as autism. It's really, really dumb. I mean, not the disorder, of course, because I mean, people who suffer from autism, like any other mental disorder, open up a little bit. I have bipolar type 2. I have periods of like a little mania, a little depression. So don't think I'm downplaying the mental health issue. But when you get that touch of autism, you get a little socially awkward and you get to be a genius. It's like people got a normal balance like this, and they're like, but when you get them on this stuff, it's like, so much respect. All right, guys, we still got 5 loyal viewers, and I've been on for 48 minutes. Running out of things to talk about, but having a great time with you guys. More questions, welcome. Girlfriend's at work, so I got the house to myself, and my dog is sleeping, so I'm not being interrupted by his big old barking ass. Anyway, so Viatek's favorite toy when he was a kid was XL. No, when I was a kid, my favorite toys were Connects. Remember Connects? Little like rods and connectors you snap together and shit. I was actually like 9 years old. I won a contest where you would like take pictures of what you made, and they would give you like $100 gift card or like some worth of Connects projects. And only like 50 people in the country won. But I built this this tank, right? And it was like yay big by yay big. And it had like 2,000 pieces and like workable wheels and treads, and like could turn and the cannon would go up. And so I was one of those nerdy kids. Like if I was born 10 years later, I'd probably be doing Lego robotics, you know? And so, yeah, I got that nerdy streak. Get a little personal now. I mean, I really spent the first 6 years of my adult life is just a straight up pasty kind of pudgy nerd. I was a chess player. My group of friends were nerdy. I was a little pudgy, nothing crazy or anything, and I had like no experience with women. And confession, I discovered a book by Neil Strauss called The Game. And I read that in a few days, and it opened up the rabbit hole where I learned about the pickup artist community. And I never got into like the whole actually going out into the field and trying to pick up women with routines. But I did see the guy, the main character, his name is stage name is Mystery. His name's like Eric Vaughn, something or other. And he's probably a psychopath and a ruthless sexist, but he did dissect interpersonal behavior between men and women incessantly, to the point where he dissects all the little body language that people have when they meet each other. And it just came from watching people and experimenting, and he had a system. And like it or not, when you adapt it ethically, you dial it down a bit, it actually works. And what it did for me, in combination with a little fitness regime and a little style change with clothing, I went from nerd to player. And I sewed my oats up so tight, they're going to be stuck there for life. And my future wife's going to love me. So, needless to say, Tinker Toys 2.0 than the Rector set. Yeah, see, I had erector sets too when I was a kid, but it's like, what would you rather do? Play with Kinects where they just snap together, or take it that little wrench and be like, I'm tightening this tiny little bolt on this tiny little bolt. Like, I don't know. The erector set was so much less gratifying than Kinects. Kinects were cool because you could build like these giant monstrosities in the living room. Like you know me, I spent like 5 hours in the middle of the living room building a Ferris wheel that was 5 feet tall that could spin. And my parents would like come home and be like, Joseph, get this thing out of the living room, because it's like, so yeah, I gave my parents some interesting drama like that. Nerd kid problems. Anyway, Bitcoin right now, 79.42. What was that? Some kind of notification of some kind. Let's before I sign out here, go ahead and any more comments, drop them. I'm gonna actually go over to screen share in 1 second and kind of take a look at the price of Byte Ball. What can my show be without the price of Byte Ball? All right, screen share. Please pop back over the comments. I hate Meccano. I hated Meccano sets. So was Meccano was like the erector set competition. I don't remember Meccano. So, but I'm 30. Maybe we have a generational difference or something going on here. Suck about Byte Ball. Just I'm being lazy here. I don't feel like loading up the whole TradingView website. We're just going to take a quick look at Byte Ball on the daily. Pay no attention to the horrible bear market. All right. I mean, one could say that we might be in some kind of squeeze here, just to draw like a rough sort of idea, like, you know, entirely, you know, makes enough sense. You might even like pull this one up a bit or something. Unlike this sort of neighborhood, like that. And maybe like those 2 days were just kind of anomaly speculation. And I think that could be reasonable, because like look at the period here, about yay long, and then where my tools say. You know what I'm saying? It's not unrealistic. Yeah, something like that. We can hope, right? All right, guys. Been on for almost an hour now. This was the broadcast with the highest viewership, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the comments, kept the conversation going. I'm going to be back on tomorrow after Fish. I encourage you guys, once again, please download the Byteball wallet and look at it. Do it for me. Do it for Blue Collar Crypto. Do it for Dr. Byteball. Dr. Byteball has the prescription. Just look at it. Feel free to go. Also, if you're a Byteball supporter, feel free to go through my channel. I have a little bit of promotional content. Nothing fancy, nothing too professional, but feel free to share it anywhere and everywhere. The idea is to get the word out about Byteball and support the project and really just get more people involved in cryptocurrency in general. Other than Garlic Coin, one of the worst coins I have seen is Filk, no blockchain use case whatsoever. Well, they seem to be holding up. I remember there, I don't know if it's still around, but there was Trump Coin. Like literally, I think the alt-right might have been behind it, you know? Because if you, the alt-right personality, Richard Spencer, I don't know where you guys are from or how closely you follow politics, but he's this really over-publicized alt-right figure, really an ethnic nationalist who's just trying to rebrand himself and get some sort of social influence. But the community is aware of Bitcoin, and I'm not trying to say that like all Trump supporters are associated with the alt-right, because they most certainly are not. But the alt-right did kind of like Trump, and I could see like somebody doing something like that, but maybe not. But anyway, you know, I spent a whole hour on cryptocurrency here. What I think you guys don't know about me is I could spend maybe an entire hour on politics, mostly American politics, because that's what I've been looking into. But maybe that's a show for another time. So, hey, maybe tomorrow's show, crypto and politics, blue collar perspectives. Well, when I can't speak, it's time to sign off. See you guys tomorrow.